Hi, I'm Bill. Welcome to the channel. So as I enter my 4th year of astrophotography, I've really tried to stay away from other astrophotographers' YouTube channels. And one in particular that I've tried to stay away from was Patriot Astro's YouTube channel, because as a N.I.N.A user, his videos are so darn good. If I just spent time on his channel, I think it would take some of the enjoyment. I enjoy the struggle. I enjoy trying to figure things out on my own, working with the software, clicking on things. I learned through failure. And Chad's videos are so damn good. If you want to learn N.I.N.A, I mean, definitely the place to go, easy breezy. But recently I made a decision to visit his channel. And so let's go to his channel. And the reason I went there is because I wanted to take a look at his end of night script. I was already using the RoboCopy plugin within N.I.N.A to copy exposure files over from my main drive to a thumb drive. But I wanted to wrap everything up at the end of the night, and so I took a look at his end of night script and I downloaded it. And if you're interested in it, you can go to downloads and tutorials, go to downloads, and then here you'll see the end of night script. And if you want a copy, just click here. So what I'm going to share with you is that end of night script as I've adjusted it to meet my needs. If you download Chad's script, you're going to make some adjustments. You're going to need to make some adjustments because the paths to some of your files may be different than they were to his, as well as where do you want to transfer it to. So let's go into N.I.N.A. And before we get into that, as you probably already know, if you're a N.I.N.A user, under the Options tab for imaging, here is where you could set the path to where you keep your sequences, templates, and targets. So that's important information there. And then for my image files, I'm writing them to, I have a directory on my B-Link called 2024_N.I.N.A_data. So that's where the exposure files go. So what I have here is a very simple sequence just to test the ability to run Chad's end of night script at the end of a N.I.N.A sequence. And to do that, I'm using a power-ups instruction. I think it's called run external script. Yeah, external script. So I have that here. And in all my sequences up until now, I would always start RoboCopy at the beginning, and then I would tell it where the source folder is for where the sub-exposures or exposures will be kept. And then I have a folder on my thumb drive, the D drive, called test. And then you do some imaging, and then it's time to start shutting down. And the default for RoboCopy stop, it has a wait of 120 seconds because when an image is written to your main directory, it takes about a minute after that exposure has completed before it gets written over to your other directory. And again, the naming of the other directory is totally arbitrary. So let's maybe take a look at the script themselves. Let's go into Notepad. And let's go File, Open. Let's basically start with this. You're going to, there's the script, which is a batch file, .bat, and then there's also a text file, And this is where you identify where your log files, profiles, templates. For me, I back up Target Scheduler because I'm using that, and it creates 3 SQLite database files, as well as has its own logs. So here's where you get to define the source paths for the information you want to copy over to the other destination, and then you have something here of what you call it at the source destination. So you have to take his script, and you do have to make some adjustments. One of the primary ones will be identifying what data you want to have copied over when RoboCopy starts. And then let's see if, okay, here is the script. Now, I have up here AstroVagabond RC51 N.I.N.A script. So this is on the B link, runs on the B link. I have a scripts directory on the C drive, and I have modified from Patriot Astro's N.I.N.A script. And there are some things that you will have to change. You'll have to set your remote root, and for me that is the D drive, transfer directory, subdirectory RC51. And then there are some other instances in here where he may have PA underscore EON, and then I had to do a search and replace to put in AV underscore EON, which is the name of the batch file that I'm using. So a bunch of information here if you're familiar with DOS, if you're familiar with commands and everything. You could probably build it from scratch yourself, but I don't think I could have done it from scratch given my current level of knowledge. So using his script file and modifying it was the best path for me, and I'm going to run it here in a second. So those are the 2 things. This is the actual batch file here, and then the batch file calls the AV underscore task underscore list, and those 2 combined will make everything happen. Now let's go into here, and so prior to testing out the Chad's N.I.N.A script, I was already just taking whatever was placed in this directory here on the C drive, and then copying it over via RoboCopy within the advanced sequence over to what I call a D drive called RoboCopy 2, and so we're gonna take a look at that when this runs. And then I've created a directory called EON N.I.N.A underscore transfer, and then RC51. And when I run the script, it will start moving things over and start to build this directory. So let's let it happen. So here we are. Again, very simple. I'm just taking 5-second exposures just to create some data, and then when that stops and there's a wait for 120 seconds before RoboCopy shuts down to give the last file that's part of the sequence capture time to complete, then this script will be called, and then it'll go into action. So let's kick this off. And so right now we'll just kind of wait 25 seconds, so probably a couple of minutes while this is running. And we'll bring this down, and we'll bring this up, and we'll come over here to, and as you start to see here, well, of course those windows want to stay on top, but the batch file's running. All right, and then you get a report. So it'll tell you what was copied over. I think the script also tries to kill PhD2 if it's running, so that those log files can close, and then you can copy all the logs over from PhD2. So there's information here on the different transfers. So like this is the N.I.N.A logs going over, and I could probably clean that up a little bit. So, and then we'll just take a look at the, and here are the directories. First, let's go back to, we're on D, let's go up. And let's go, where's my test folder? So there are the sequence files. I've run this twice. I did it one time to test. So these are the dark exposures that were written to the C drive on my B-Link SER5 Ryzen 7 mini computer, and then it writes to the C drive, and then in about a minute after that write is completed, it writes over to my D drive, which is a thumb drive in my B-Link SER5. So that's the natural images that are collected throughout the night. And then we'll go into this back to the directory we're in. We'll go into the, and then there's all my log files and everything that the script copied over from the C drive. It fetched the data from the appropriate directory on the C drive, and then created a directory per the naming that I'm using in the AV task list, and wrote those files over onto the thumb drive. So at the end of the night or first thing in the morning, I can just pop that thumb drive out, take it in and work with it on my laptop in the van or whatever. But it's a really cool script. I'm glad I broke down and went to Chad's site, and I'm glad I copied down the script and made the adjustments. I did that yesterday, tested it last night, and made sure it runs and everything. So if you're not familiar with that script, you might want to take a look at it. And thank Chad. There's several ways that you can contribute and support him, whether it be using his Amazon links or storefront, or a Gina Astro purchase or High Point Scientific. However you feel, you may want to do that. I feel that it's going to provide me a lot of value. So I want to say thank you to Chad for that. And that's another reason I'm making this video, is to encourage you, if you're a N.I.N.A user, or if you're thinking about becoming a N.I.N.A user, I'd highly recommend you check out this script of his. And if you need any help adjusting any of the variables that may be in either of the files, the task list or the batch file itself, let me know. I'll be happy to help you with that. Other than that, I hope this has been helpful. If you like this kind of content, please smash that like button. Otherwise, March new moon coming up. Hopefully you're looking forward to some clear skies. Other than that, see you next time.